I don't love the Tory Burch Romy tote, and here's why. This is the Romy tote by Tory Burch. It's a beautiful bag coming in at $568. Looking at the descriptions on the Tory Burch website, you can see that it's pebble leather. I don't think it gives you enough information as to the grade of leather, but that wouldn't necessarily stop me. I would reach out to Tory Burch to ask them specifically if it was full grain or top grain leather here. If you read my zine, you'll know that pebble leather is just a finish. It does not tell you anything about the grade of leather. I prefer pebble leather finishes for bags such as this that will hold your laptop and be your everyday bag because it's very easy to clean. You can just wipe things right off. Pebble leather tends to repel scratches and not show wear as much as like a smooth leather bag. So I actually prefer this for an everyday bag like a laptop bag. My issue with the bag actually comes down to construction. So this is what the interior of the bag looks like. Now, this is not a traditional lining because you can see the seams of the bag. Typically, if it's lined on the inside with something like a cotton or polyester lining, it's not going to show the seams because it's going to be stitched on top and not with the leather. If you go on the Neiman Marcus website, it actually tells you what lining was used and it's polyurethane, which sucks. They took a huge construction shortcut here, and instead of actually lining the bag with the textile, they just coated the interior of the hide with polyurethane and then stitched the bag together. Let me show you an example of what that looks like. This is my Madewell jacket that I did a review on that I was kind of unhappy with, especially at the price point. Did the same thing here. On the underside, instead of lining it properly, they just coated it with polyurethane and then stitched it together, which is not great construction. This is obviously cheaper to do and make. It reduces labor costs and textile costs. Because of the way they constructed the bag, you can actually see here that there's nothing on the bottom of the bag to give this bag support. If you're going to be using this as your work bag, then you're going to want a reinforced bottom, and there's nowhere here for that reinforcement to have gone, which makes me think that this bag is probably not reinforced. When you start to put things in, like your laptop and other things that you carry to work, this bottom will actually start to sag potentially and deform over time. Let's look at some of the construction details in the Madewell extra large tote that I've referenced in my original video. They've lined this bag with canvas and they've actually finished off the inside seams with an additional piece of leather to help with fraying and any other issues that you may have. And if you look on the bottom, they gave this another piece of leather to reinforce the bottom. So when you put things like a heavy laptop in this bag, it actually does a pretty good job of giving this bag extra support to support that weight. This is also a fairly light bag and it only comes in at $250 retail. For the $568 price point, I just expected a little bit more from Tory Burch, and I just think they took too many shortcuts here to justify the price point.